Welcome to Ask Glenn, everyone. I have David with me. David is a newly published author. He not only has cerebral palsy, but he's a newly published author. So I thought I would bring him on and talk about why he wrote his book. And I hope you guys enjoy. So I'm going to let David take it away.
Hi everybody, how you doing? Nice meeting everybody. As far as we can meet on Zoom, I guess. Hope everyone's having a fantastic morning. How are you doing this morning?
I am doing well. And so, David, why did you write the book?
Honestly, as you're disabled, you realize that there's not a lot of stories involving disabled people out there. There's not a lot of people kind of describing what we go through on a daily basis. And really, unless you go through it, you don't know. So I thought I'd try to tell my story and maybe open some eyes, hopefully change a few things as it goes. And it was a little bit more detailed than I thought. So I think when you go into it, you think, oh, I've never written a book before, but it can't be that hard. I learned a lot.
So, you wrote the book basically to raise awareness for cerebral palsy.
Not just cerebral palsy, but disabled people in general. But I mean, I think there's a lot of struggles that people with CP go through that kind of everybody does. And a lot of the struggles we go through, I think, at least with me, I find the small things are the more annoying things, the things that people don't think about. Like, you know, parking when you're parking your car, because I've got to
Yeah.
have, you know, a ramp for my that shoots outside of my car, trying to park that so nobody blocks it in, finding handicap spaces in the middle of winter when it seems like everybody seems to have a handicap parking sticker when the weather gets bad.
Yep. Yep. I phew, trust me. Trust me. No, but I had, to those of you that don't know what David is talking about, David is actually talking about the wheelchair accessible van, and I have two stories about handicap accessibility. I asked a friend once, and I think I told you this. I said to the friend in the aid, I said, does that sign actually work on the side of the van? Please don't park. Please park 8 feet away from this van so um the ramp could shoot outside. And they go, no. I've actually seen a person drive over another person's ramp. I'm like, oh, dear Lord. And of course, break the ramp. And of course, they had to get it fixed. So when it comes to handicap parking spots, people, please, 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 I beg of you, don't pull into a handicap parking spot unless you really need it, or unless you have a handicapped person with you. Please don't do that for David and I's sake, because that's really annoying.
The blue crossed off sections are there for a reason. Do not park in them. And it happens all the time.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So, David, what is your favorite book?
Oh, my favorite book's kind of tough. I think I really like the Harry Potter books. I really liked a lot of John Feinstein's books and John Grisham's books. I kind of read everything, so it's just kind of depends on what kind of mood I'm in at the given moment.
And what is your favorite format of books?
I'd have to go with mystery. I
You,
like to see if
yep.
I can kind of figure them out before I get to the end.
And when I said format, I meant audio or print.
Oh, I always read print, or
You
sometimes I
always
have.
read print?
Mm,
Good for you. Good for you. I can't read or print books to save my life unless it's on my phone. I can read or print book to save my life. I'm more of audio. So what is your morning routine?
My morning routine kind of depends. I mean, this morning it was kind of early because I had to be up for this, but and it's Michigan. It's cold and rainy this morning, so that always adds a few minutes. But it's pretty much just get up, see what's hurting this morning. Which this morning it was everything. Um, I have a cat, so I usually feed her first because she's kind of a diva and requires to be fed first. And then just have breakfast. This morning I took a pain pill with breakfast just to kind of calm the joints down a little bit and go about my day for whatever it entails.
Well, good. Well, pain pills. We like pain pills to calm the joints down a little bit. And what is the most, from your perspective, what is the most annoying thing about cerebral palsy?
When your body doesn't listen to what you want to do, when you tell it not to do something, it does it, or it's just people don't seem to understand. I can tell my feet not to move or tell it to move, and they do what they want.
Yeah, yeah. Cerebral palsy's got a mind of its own. Oh, you you should have seen me, you guys, a couple well, it was last year. I was this is when we were still allowed to travel too. I was in the in Denver International Airport. I was getting on a flight with someone who was traveling with me, and I out of nowhere got a muscle spasm. Oh, that was a good one. Walking up and down the terminal, trying to figure out how in the world to get this muscle spasm to go away long enough for me to then sit on an airplane for 24 hours. Yes, I said 24 hours because we did a red eye flight. But I'm like, oh, please, just go away. Just go away. So the muscle spasms are annoying from my perspective, and I've discovered the cramps in my feet are not a new thing; they're just annoying. But it's because of the muscle spasms I get cramps in my feet.
Yeah, and the more you try to fight it, the worse it gets.
Oh, the more you try and fight it, the worse it gets. So, if you had to move and only take 5 things with you, and yes, your cat could come, what would they be?
Well, it would have to be the cat. Probably my computer, my phone. Um, well, if my daughter has to be one, then I have to take her with me too. I don't know what that fifth thing would be. Probably,
Your wheelchair?
yeah. I always think of that as more me than an item, but I guess that could be.
Yeah, your wheelchair, so you could sit up and basically do function.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm not getting far
so
without that.
you're not getting no, you're not getting full without some sort of assistive device. No, there's no way. And so um I know you have questions for me, but I have one more question for you. If your BFF had to write a book about you, what would the title be?
I don't know, but it would probably say something about me being high maintenance.
That's
Because as
okay.
you know,
That's
going anywhere with somebody disabled is not always an easy task.
That's it's
There's
okay.
usually
Cerebral
something
palsy
that's going
always
to come up.
high maintenance. It's okay. That's why some people give up on us, other people do not. The ones that do not give up on us, we are very, very lucky. But uh, other people who do give up on us, um, we say, fine, you give up on the disabled, fine. But especially during COVID, I think having a disability is more challenging because we talk about being shut in, talk about being shut in. We can't go anywhere because we're at high risk. I mean, you said to me when we had the original phone call that if you go out, you would die.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I mean, we always live our lives kind of shut in anyway. It's just how it is, especially at least for me in winter. I don't go very far. But I usually look forward to spring and summer as kind of my times to just do what I want to do. And then toward
Summer
fall, I
baby.
start wanting to get down. Well, COVID hit the beginning of spring. So my spring and summer were gone. It's now fall and it's going to be winter again. And
Yeah.
I've pretty much been stuck in the house for
Yeah.
about a year.
This has been this in December it will be a year that I've been stuck in my house. I've been only going to necessary appointments.
That's pretty much with me. I've gone out a little bit more lately, but I'm still, you'll never see me without a mask because it's not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen. I haven't been to a grocery store, David. I haven't been to a grocery store in well since March. I the last time I traveled was in March, and it it's gonna be a year coming up by the time New Year's Eve hits on December 31st, 2019. It will be a year.
And I don't think I'm figuring probably June or July, maybe before we're able to, but,
Yeah,
and that's only going to depend on what the election says in November.
I'm I'm thinking that too. I'm thinking that too. Let's
If Trump's
oh,
reelected, we may never go out again.
no. No, I'm dead serious. If I was I was teasing my stepmom the other day, if Trump's reelected, I'm moving to Canada.
Not a, I checked into that. It's not as easy as it sounds when you're disabled.
No, but
At least not to live there. You can visit, but to live there.
I have ways to do it. I
Yeah.
have ways to do it. My my mother was a Canadian citizen,
Oh, okay.
so I could get dual citizenship in 2 seconds flat. But I agree with you. I think if Trump gets elected again, we're not leaving our house for no, we're not leaving our house.
Because I have friends that are pro Trump, and they're always like, "Well, why don't you like him?" And I'm like, "Well, he's trying to kill me, so I kind of take that personally."
He is. He's trying to kill me too.
Because
Take away Obamacare? I don't think so.
I don't know what the disabled community did to him, but he seems to be very anti-disabled.
Yeah.
Not even to mention when he, um, you know, mocked that disabled reporter about 4 years ago, which
Oh,
I
he
thought
had
was the,
cerebral palsy. The
yeah.
reporter had cerebral palsy. And when he mocked him, that's what got the fire on my ass to go into journalism school.
Yeah. And that's the time I really started pushing writing the book. I had parts of it written, I had parts of it in my head, but when he got elected, I'm like, okay, this is what I got to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is nuts. So I know you have questions for me. So what are they?
Well, basically, because I know you've got several books out there and you're kind of out there a bit, what would you say for me, for someone starting out who wrote a book without really a promotional plan?
Oh, well, you need to, like this one, you need to start um, getting on Facebook and getting in other people's podcast. And there's a group on Facebook, and this goes for anyone listening called Be a Guest, Find a Guest. And I've worked with that group, or yeah, you just need to get on other people's podcasts and start sharing your story to get out there. That's what I did, and that's why I created this podcast, because at at the time I was listening to a podcast that's still in existence, um, that talks about how to publish a book, how to market a book. So by the time I was ready to publish a book, I had a marketing plan in place. I had my own marketing plan in place. Since then, it's gotten bigger and the more I get going, it's getting bigger and better. But I think you need to start getting out there and sharing your story and just getting on other people's podcasts.
I tried emailing a few, but nobody's gotten back to me yet. But I look at it as I'm not going to give up. I just got to keep pushing. It's just a little slower than I want. Patience is not really my strong suit.
Well, no, no, but once you once you get, you can't give up. Number one, you can't
Uh,
give up, and I'll even help those who are struggling, because what I've noticed is once you hit the publishing button on Amazon, and it's even changed since I published my last book, and that's why I'm going to work with a publisher to publish my books, because I need help. I can't do it anymore. I need help. I need the press coverage. And the number one thing I have realized is that um, if you don't have your own ISBN number and you get one from free from Amazon, then you're stuck.
when people are kind of weird, they're like, "Well, you wrote a book without a plan," and I'm like, I didn't even really plan on writing the book. And initially, it was just kind of an idea that had been stuck in my head for a while. And then when I started it, there's just a lot more to writing a book than
Yeah,
you think about.
yeah, no. There's a heck of a lot more to writing a book than you think about. So, where can people find the book, and where can people get a hold of you if they choose to do so?
Well, okay. Here's the book here. It's called My Life in a Short Bus World. It's available on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. It's published under my pen name, which is D.A. Perry. So you can search for it that way. Easiest way to really contact me is usually on Twitter, D.A. Perry on Twitter or at Short Bus World. That's pretty much the easiest way to get in touch with me. I'm always looking to talk to anybody, or and if you follow me on Twitter, you're going to get political stuff or sports stuff. Those are pretty much everything that I'm talking about lately.
Yeah. So, Twitter, okay. Twitter, and then find the book on Amazon. If you guys are wanting to grab the book. And David, I would highly recommend you use a program called acx.com, which translates your book into audio format.
Yeah, I had someone ask me about audio and I hadn't checked into that, so I'll definitely look into
Yeah,
that.
yeah, you're going to have to, because um, more and more people like audio, and more people seem to um, like audio, and they seem to get a hold of audio and just grab it. And so that's my recommendation. And I hope you guys enjoyed another fabulous episode of Ask Win. Please, 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 please go leave a 5-star review for David's book. That will help the Amazon algorithms find David's book, and please just contact David on Twitter, and please just support independent content creators with a disability, and just support disability awareness. Thanks. See you guys. Bye, you guys.